Planet. This is your review for 2. Good day, my name is Joe. Today we'll be going over Planet and how it plays with 2 players. Now Planet is a 2 to 4 player game. It is a competitive game where you'll start off with a core and build your planet, all while trying to be the best ecosystem for these different type of animals. And by the end of the game, whoever has the most points after the 12 rounds wins. So let's see a little bit more how to play. So in Planet, the first thing we're going to do is give everybody a secret kind of biome card that they'll try to maximize throughout the game, have the most of this on their core and in their planet over the course of the game. Then you're going to set up the board. The board is going to have 12 rounds, and you're going to get the animals starting in round 3, and you're going to use some of the extra tiles at the top. But the flow of the game goes, you're going to reveal the tiles to everybody. The first player is going to pick a tile and magnetically place it on their core. Then the next person is going to do that. And that is basically the turn. It is picking the tile, putting it on your planet. And you're going to do that through several rounds, and then you're going to start scoring the animals. So the animals may be the most of a certain type of biome, or the most of a certain type of biome that's not adjacent to another biome. So there's these different things you have to plan around, and you can plan multiple turns ahead as you're placing your tiles and you're kind of crafting your planet. Once again, and that's kind of the flow of the game, is you reveal the tiles, you choose one, you put it on your planet. You try to connect some of these tiles to be to kind of maximize some of the areas you have to get some of these animals. And then at the end of the round, you're going to score the certain amount of animals, maybe 1, 2, or 3. And that's the game. And at the end of the game, you're going to get points for, like I said, the amount of biomes that you have on your card, and you're going to score points for how many cards you picked out throughout the game. So over 12 rounds, your planet will be completely full at the end, and whoever has the most points wins. So let's see a little bit more what I thought about the game. So the components, rules, and references. Well, the rules were, I think, 3 pages long, really short, really easy to get to the table, but it really is as easy as pick a tile and move on, and then score the animals once you get to those certain rounds. It does a great job of explaining the 3 different types of scoring for the animals, so you can see who's going to win the card or not. But it is a pretty simple game as far as the rules. You don't need any references for this game. They're all in that 3 pages. The components themselves are kind of neat. You get a core that's magnetic in each one of these tiles, as I stated. You know, you're going to be building your biome from the tiles on the board. By the end, you're going to have a fully populated planet, and it's going to kind of look really neat. The box itself is kind of large, but it does fit the components really well in this game. Let's talk about setup and table size. Table size, this really won't take a whole lot. I think this can be fit on a 3x3 very easily. Setup is also not going to take you very long. Now, it does take you a little bit long just to shuffle and get the piles out and put the animals out. But we're talking 5 minutes to get this to the table and be ready to play. And then table size, less than a 3x3 is great for a game like this. So let's talk about the gameplay, and I will say the gameplay, it just runs pretty smoothly. You know, you reveal your tiles, you look a few turns ahead of time and see, how can I maximize those points? You can look further and further ahead if you really want to, if you can really try to pick that perfect tile that may allow you to be really competitive throughout the game. But it can also be as quick as, you know, this can take a 15-minute game. The box says 30. This can be just a 15-minute flip, place, and then start scoring the animals after every turn. So there's, you know, the gameplay is just nice and quick and smooth. You can take your time. You can, you know, determine which is the best tile, but you don't always really need that. And for 2 players, I will say that it plays just very smooth. There's probably a little bit more competition for each card at the higher player counts, but with 2, like I said, just a quick game. This is probably not a game that if you're an experienced board gamer, you have to have, but this is one of those great gateway games, great intro games that you can introduce to different people. Say you have that other friend who doesn't play a whole lot of games. You can bust out Planet and give them a core, take a core yourself, lay it out, and just play really fast and kind of introduce somebody to board games. The longevity of this, maybe not super long, but I will say the gameplay itself just really smooth, really quick, just not as deep as I usually like in kind of the board game. And like I said, for 2 players, plays very quick. You just don't get the competition that you're going to with 3 and 4. And I wouldn't even say 3 and 4 is going to add that much player time. But at 2 players, at least there's a lot of back and forth, and you're not going to be able to get every card, even though I try to. So that's just a quick review of Planet. Like I said, kind of a larger box, but gateway game, good for 2. Like I said, maybe not a hardcore board gamers, staple in the collection, but to grab off the shelf and play, the box says 30 minutes, you can play this in 20. Just a really good game for what it is for this level of game. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review on Planet, and until next time.